What if I told you that the trailblazing journey of Apple started in a humble garage? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. The year was 1976, a time when technology was about as complex as a game of Pong, and three young visionaries, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, were about to change the world. In the heart of Silicon Valley, in a nondescript suburban garage, the trio pooled their talents and resources to birth what would become one of the most influential tech companies of all time, Apple. Jobs, the charismatic visionary, Wozniak, the technical genius, and Wayne, the voice of reason, each brought something unique to the table. Their shared dream: to make technology accessible to everyone. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Wayne, perhaps wary of the risks, sold his stake in the company for a mere $800. What a difference a few decades can make. Today, that stake would be worth billions. But back then, it was just three guys in a garage trying to make their mark. And make their mark they did. The Apple I, their first creation, was a groundbreaking piece of technology. It was not just another computer, but a beacon of what was to come. Wozniak's technical brilliance shone through as he designed a machine that was not only functional, but also user-friendly. The Apple I was a statement, a declaration that technology was no longer the domain of the elite, but a tool for everyone. Jobs, ever the showman, knew they had something special. He saw the potential in this simple machine and set out to share it with the world. And so, with the sale of the Apple I, the seeds of an empire were sown. In the face of uncertainty, Jobs, Wozniak, and Wayne dared to dream, dared to innovate, dared to disrupt. They didn't just build a computer, they pioneered a revolution. And they did it all from a simple garage. And from this humble garage, a giant was born. How did Apple go from a garage startup to a household name within a few years? The answer lies in the launch of Apple II in 1977. This wasn't just a computer, it was a vision brought to life. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, the dynamic duo, designed a machine that was affordable, user-friendly, and most importantly, innovative. It was more than just a box of circuits and wires. It was a bridge to the future. The Apple II was a game changer, boasting color graphics and an open architecture. It was the first computer many people ever used, and it introduced the masses to the concept of personal computing. Apple II's success was unprecedented, selling millions of units worldwide and setting the stage for the computer revolution. It wasn't just a commercial success, it was a societal phenomenon. Apple II was not just a product, it was a revolution. Indeed, it marked the beginning of Apple's journey into the annals of tech history. But did you know, even Apple faced a near-death experience? The 1980s to mid-1990s were tumultuous times for the tech giant. The company, which had been soaring high, suddenly found itself in a downward spiral. It all began with a power struggle that was as dramatic as any Shakespearean play. Apple's co-founder Steve Jobs found himself outmaneuvered by John Sculley, the CEO he himself had recruited. This internal conflict led to Jobs' departure from the company in 1985, leaving Apple without one of its key visionaries. Following Jobs' exit, Apple began to lose its edge. The company, known for its innovation, was now struggling to keep up with rivals. A series of ill-conceived products and failed ventures led to financial struggles. By the mid-90s, Apple was on the brink of bankruptcy. The company, once valued at billions, was now worth less than a fraction of that. Yet, in this bleak scenario, there was a glimmer of hope. The board of directors realized that they needed a visionary, someone who could steer the sinking ship. And so, in a twist of fate, Steve Jobs was brought back to the company he had co-founded. The stage was set for one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of technology. But like a phoenix, Apple was ready to rise from the ashes. What happens when a prodigal son returns home? Picture this. The year is 1997, and Apple is on the brink of bankruptcy. But then, in walks Steve Jobs, the company's estranged co-founder, ready to breathe new life into the floundering tech giant. Jobs' return marked the beginning of Apple's renaissance. He brought with him a vision, a plan to save the company he had helped birth decades earlier. His first order of business, the introduction of the iMac in 1998. This all-in-one desktop computer, with its unique design and user-friendly interface, was a game changer. It put Apple back on the map, signaling that the company was far from done. But Jobs didn't stop there. He had a knack for understanding what people wanted before they even knew they wanted it. This talent led to the creation of the iPod in 2001, followed by the iPhone in 2007, and the iPad in 2010. Each of these products revolutionized the tech industry in its own way, transforming how we listen to music, communicate, and consume media. These innovations proved that Apple wasn't just a company, it was a cultural phenomenon, and it all stemmed from the return of Steve Jobs. His comeback story is one of redemption, resilience, and sheer genius. With Jobs back at the helm, Apple didn't just survive, it thrived. But what happens to a company when it loses its visionary leader? With Steve Jobs' passing in 2011, many pondered this question for Apple. Yet, under the stewardship of Tim Cook, the company has charted its own path, maintaining its status as a tech titan. Cook, a master of operations, brought a new era of social responsibility and environmental sustainability to Apple, while ensuring a steady stream of innovative products. The iPhone, once Jobs' brainchild, has seen multiple iterations, each more powerful and sleek than the last. The company has also ventured into new territories, such as wearable technology with the Apple Watch, and services like Apple Music and Apple TV+. And the future? Well, it's looking bright. Apple's foray into augmented reality and self-driving cars signals its commitment to staying at the forefront of tech innovation. Even without Jobs, Apple continues to push the boundaries of innovation. Apple's story is far from over. It's a testament to the enduring power of a visionary seed, even in the hands of a new gardener.